This is an absolutely gorgeous place, is this. It's the ever widening tail of a gorge, limestone gorge. Now, the position I'm stood in at the moment is a little bit of a challenge for dry fly fishing, because I've got slack. I've actually got a bit of moving water, then slack, then moving, then a bit steadier. So I've got like fingers of braid of current. So it's not all that easy to get, just at the moment, a totally drag-free drift. And you see there now, the fly is pulling round, and if I mend like that, all I do is judder the fly through water, skate it. So it's a little bit tricky to fish just at the moment. And you see now, because it's coming round in an elbow, the fly is going slower than the current. And if it's not going at current speed, it's dragging. It has to go at current speed. And if I try to lift that over, all I'll do is I'll squirt the clink hammer down through the stream. So there's sometimes when you get these complex current braids, there's not a lot you can do about them. Also, it's better to sometimes cast and wade, then at least you can watch where your foot's going, because you can step off and literally step into a hole 5 or 6 feet deep, which is most disconcerting, not to say frightening. And obviously I've put my lifesaver jacket on today because I might just do that, so it might be quite comical on film to see me disappear and this thing trigger off and see me with a big yellow donut around my neck. So I've just left that area of slack water in front of me, and I am just getting a little bit better drift. Now the problem, of course, with mending with any dry fly is that you run the risk of upsetting the fly, of skating the fly, of making the fly judder in the surface, putting tiny little skates onto it. So if I chuck it over there, just leave it like that, let's say our beginner would do, leaving his rod stuck up in there, that fly now is completely dragging. Big bow taking place. All wrong. If you tack with your rod and move your rod with the pace of the current, going from, in this case, my left to right, you stand a bit of a chance of getting you'll not get a perfect drift, but a reasonable drift. There's lots of little convolute currents here, lots of little pulley wheels and a little convolutions in the current, so it's fairly tricky. Is just that bit there. It's not all that bad, but it's not absolutely perfect. Now if I turn now, instead of going across current, if I turn and go up the current, all this is tending to come down towards me, and I have a reasonable chance of getting a better drift through. Because if your fly lands in water that's travelling fast and your fly line is in slow water, again you might have problems. Sometimes you can, where you've got a real fast shoot, you can throw a little bit of a snake in the line, a bit of a serpentine cast, and that might just buy you a little bit of bit of time, a few seconds before it all gets straightened out and drags. But those little areas over there, they're all worth dropping your fly into, because there's been nobody on the other bank at all. So there could be a fish lying in 4 inch of water over there. So just aerialise it and just shake them in.